Those that eat to the point of breathlessness are those that desire to pass on their meals to the needy. Welcome to section 7 of chapter 28 of the Holy Quran, 28 being Surah Al-Qasas, the narration. Namshi. Afaman wa'adnahu wa'adan hasanan fahuwa lakihi kaman. Let's wait there. Let's stop there. Are these alike? No, are these two alike? These two are in brackets. Without the brackets, it reads are alike. No, it doesn't make sense. Okay, let's add it. Are these two alike? Question mark. Then dash. One whom we have made a goodly promise, and who is going to reach its fulfillment. Fulfillment is in brackets. In Arabic, it stops at is going to reach its. It makes sense in Arabic. In English, fulfillment has to be added to it. Yes. Kaman, like, is going to reach its fulfillment. Kaman mata'nahu, mata'an. Kaman mata'nahu mata'a al-haywati. Mata al-haywati. No. Al-hayati, pardon. Al-hayawati, rather. Kaman mata'nahu mata'a al-hayawati dunya. Let me go back again for us to connect the two sentences together. Are these two alike? One, whom we have made a goodly promise, and who is going to reach its fulfillment. And one, that's one side of it. And one, whom we have given the good things of this life, but who, on the day of judgment, is to be among those brought up for punishment. It's a question. Pardon me, viewers, I wanted to break them into small parts, but in the interpretation, it doesn't work, because what begins a sentence in the Arabic side rather ends it, or somewhere, you can rather find somewhere in the middle or at the ending of the sentence. So we have to take the full sentences, all the full sentence together. So let's go straight in English. Are these two alike? One, to whom we've made a goodly promise, and who is going to reach its fulfillment. And one, to whom we have given the good things of this life, but who, on the day of judgment, is going to be among those brought up, into brackets, for punishment. Now Arabic. Afaman wa'adnahu wa'adan hasanan fahuwa lakihi. That's fulfillment, reach its fulfillment. Lakihi, fahuwa lakihi. Kaman mata'nahu mata al-hayawat al-dunya thumma huwa yawm al-qiyamati min al-muhdarin. That's those who were brought up. To be brought up for what? For punishment. Note 3392. I think we did it. We did part of it in the previous note, where the good things of this life have their uses, are mentioned, have their uses, and serve their conveniences. But anyway, we've done it already. But they are fleeting and their value is infinitely lower than that of truth and justice. We did it. Uh, what I'm saying is that it also refers, this notice also refers to the sign that we just read, 61. Okay, let's go to the signs note, 61's note, which is 3392. The two classes of people are one, those who have faith in the goodly promise of God to the righteous and who are doing everything in in life to reach the fulfillment of their promise, i.e., those who believe and work righteousness. And then two, those who are ungrateful for such good things in this life as God has bestowed on them by the worshiping wealth. No, sorry, no, it's not by the by worshiping wealth or power or other symbols or idols of their fancy, of their fancy. Either those, comma, uh, i.e., by their fancy, i.e., not either, by their fancy, i.e., those who reject faith and lead evil lives for which they will have to answer in the hereafter. So two classes of people mentioned here, and that's another aspect of pairing in the Quran. The two classes are poles asunder, they are afar, and their future is described below. Their future is described below, and I suppose that's the next sign. So let's go there. 3392, of course, is the note to sign 61. So to sign 61. Now let's go to sign 62, which is the next, which is referred to as described below. Sign 62. Mm. ويوم يناديهم ويوم يناديهم فيقول أين شركائي أين شركائي الذين كنتم نزعمون أين شرا أين شرا not شركاء أين شركائي الذين كنتم نزعمون. That day God will call to them. God is not on the Arabic side, so it's in brackets. That day God will call to them and say, where are the partners? Aina shurakai. Where are the partners, comma, whom ye imagined to be such? Where are the partners whom you imagined? In other words, full stop. But to explain further, into brackets, to be such, who you imagine to be partners. In other words, uh, nas umuna, that's imagine. Kuntum, sorry, kuntum tas umuna, whom you imagined. That's umuna, to be partners. No note to read. Let's go to the next sign. Of course, we've done the in the previous note we are asked to do described in future below, and that's the description we've done. Now let's go to the next sign, which is 63 with a note, or with two notes rather. 63. قال الذين حق عليهم القول ربنا هؤلاء الذين أغوينا أغويناهم. قال, let me take it. قال Okay, let's stop there. Those against whom the charge will be proven will say, Kala lazina haka alayhim al kaulo, will say, Rabana haulai alazina akwayna agwaynahum kama gawayna. Difficult to understand, eh? Okay, that's Arabic for you. Hmm? Uh, will say, Our Lord, Rabbana, those are those, no, these are those, ha'ulai, these are those, ha'ulai, eh, whom we led astray, hmm? Allazina agwayna, allazina agwaynahum, whom we led astray, column. We led them astray. These are those whom we led astray, colon. We led them astray, and that is agwaynahum, kama gawayna. We led them astray as we were astray ourselves. Gawayna, as we ourselves were astray. So these are the idols would say that we led them astray, as we ourselves were led astray or were astray, as we ourselves were astray. Alazina agwaina agwain. Alazina agwainahum kama gawaina, as we ourselves were astray, as we were astray ourselves. Kama gawaina. Uh, Tabara'na ileka. Tabara'na ileka. We free ourselves to you. We free ourselves to you. Or we free ourselves, in brackets, from them to you. The others will now say, no, we separate ourselves. We who were being worshipped, now we separate ourselves from those who worshipped us. So it will not be more or less a fight on Judgment Day between the worshipped and the worshippers. We free ourselves from them. Tabara'na ileka, to you. We free ourselves to you. Ileka. Makanu iyana yabudu. Makanu iyana yabudu. They were not worshipping us. Makanu iyana yabudun. It was not us they worshipped. Can you imagine? Those who were worshipping idols, the idols will say, no. They didn't even know, we didn't even know that it was we they were worshipping. Of course, they didn't know. Here is the truth that will come to light. You see? The idols will say, no, we didn't even know that it was we they worshipped. Of course, viewer, how do you see? They didn't know. All right. We now go to the notes 3393 against charge. Against charge. Uh, where is the charge? Okay, let's go on. 3393 against charge. This and the next verse are concerned with the examination of those who neglected truth and righteousness and went after the worship of false idols. Full stop. These were the partners. Partners is in double inverted commas. These were the partners they associated with God. Full stop. Insofar as they were embodied in false or wicked leaders, the leaders will disown responsibility for them. Full stop. Then in inverted commas, single inverted commas. We ourselves went wrong. Imagining it or saying it, I don't know. Let's go. We ourselves went wrong and they followed our example because it suited them. They worshipped not us, but their own lusts. They worshipped not us, but their own lusts. And these will be the idols or the fancies that we'll be talking. Mm. Um, let's go to the next note, which is 3394, the second note. It was not we they worshipped. I think it's about the same thing. 3394. Compare chapter 10, 28. Chapter 10, I think that's Eunice. Compare chapter 10, sign 28. False worship often names others, but really it is the worship of self. Full stop. The others whom they name will have nothing to do with them when the awful penalty stands in the sight of both. Full stop. Then each wrongdoer hyphenated, each wrongdoer will have to look to his own case. Full stop. The wicked will then realize the gravity of the situation and wish that they had accepted the true guidance of God's messengers. Of God's messengers. Let's go to the next note let's go to the next sign after note 334. And the next sign is sign 64. Wakila id'u shuraka akum. Wakila id'u shuraka akum. It was said to them, call to your partners. It will be said, into brackets, to them, call upon your partners. Id'u shuraka akum. Call upon your partners. Partners shuraka akum. Fada'uhum falam yastajibu. Falam yastajibu lahum. Pardon me. Where is it? Yeah. Fada'uhum falam yastajibu lahum. Call upon your partners, brackets, for help. Call upon your partners for the help. They will call upon them. Fastajibu. They will call on them, but they will not listen to them. La yastajibu lahum. They will not listen to them. La yastajibu lahum. Wara'au azaba. Wara'au azaba. Wara'au azaba. They will not listen to them, and they will see the chastisement. And they will see the chastisement. But on the English side, into brackets, before them. They will see the chastisement before them. لو أنهم كانوا يهتدون. لو أنهم كانوا يهتدون. If only they were guided, or if only they followed guidance. Into brackets in English, how they will wish if only they had been open to guidance. Okay, this is the correct interpretation and not mine, as an amateur. How they will wish, into brackets, how they will wish if only they had been open to guidance, the guidance that the messengers brought them. They should have opened their eyes, their hearts to the guidance. They didn't. But then that day it will be too late. Looks like there's no note to read. No, there's no note to read. So we go straight to Psalm 65. Wayoma yunadihim ويوم يناديهم فيقول ماذا ماذا أجبتم ماذا أجبتم المرسلين ماذا أجبتم المرسلين. That day, God is in brackets. It's not there on the Arabic side. That day, God will call to them. Yunadihim. God will call to them. Yunadihim. Fakalu and say. Fakalu and say. Maza ajabtum al-mursalin. And say, what was the answer ye gave to the messengers? What was the answer ye gave to the messengers? In other words, what was their response when the messengers came to them? Or what was their reaction when the messengers came to them? Of course, here it is precisely the answer. What was the answer to you give or ye give to the messengers? Maza ajabtum al mursalin. uh, how I see it, I combine two pages. Uh, and that's sign 65. And the note to read is 3395. 3395. How we come to the examination of those who rejected or persecuted God's messengers on the earth, full stop. It may be the same men as those mentioned in chapter 28, signs 62 to 64. I think we are yet to get there. No, we've gone past it. It may be the same man as mentioned in chapter 28, signs 62 to 64. But this is a different count in the charge. But this is a different count in the charge. uh, and that's note 3395. 3395 to sign 65. Let's go to the next sign, which is 66 with one note. فأمي فأميت عليهم الأنباء يومئذ. Then the arguments that day, then the arguments that day will be obscure to them. And that is amiyat will be obscure to them. Alayhim, Yoma isn't. And you see, Yoma isn't comes last, that day comes last, but in the English side, it comes in the middle. Then the argument that day will be obscure to them. Obscure comes last, but on the Arabic side, it comes first for Aminat. So that's Arabic for you. Good translation for you. فهم لا يتساءلون فهم لا يتساءلون, and they will not be able even to question each other. Even is in brackets. It's not there on the Arabic side. And they will not be able to question each other. فهم لا يستألون. Pardon me, viewers. Note 3396. Note 3396. In their utter confusion and despair, their minds will be blank. Full stop. The past will seem to them unreal. The past will seem to them unreal, and the present unintelligible, and the present unintelligible, and they will not even be able to consult each other, as everyone's state will be the same. As everyone's state will be the same. In fact, we are told men and women they will not recognize each other, even when they are naked. Eh? You look at them and you can't feel anything. When I say look at them, it could be women looking at men or men looking at women. You do not feel anything. You be stricken with so much fear that we don't think about such things as we think of on this earth. Okay, everyone's state will be the same, and that's no 3396 to sign 66. Let's now go to the next sign, which is 67, without a note. فأما من تاب وآمن وعمل صالحا فعسى أن يكون من المفلحين. But they that had repented, believed, and worked righteousness, salihina, happily he shall be one of the successful. Happily, Happly, happily, he will be one of the successful. We have brackets there which are omitted. Let's go there. But any that into brackets on this life is not there on the Arabic side. But any that into brackets in this life had repented, believed, and worked righteousness, happily will be, and worked righteousness, happily he shall be one of the righteousness. Like I said, no to read. Let's go to the next sign, which is 68. وربك وربك يهلك ما يشاء ويختار يهلك يهلك ما يشاء ويختار. Thy Lord does create يهلك and choose as he pleases. Create يهلك wa yahtaru is choose. On the Arabic side, they are clumped together. On the English side, they are clumped together. On the Arabic side, they are separated. Warabuka yahlaku ma yasha'a. He creates what he wishes. Wayataru ma yasha'a. And he chooses as he wishes. But on the in the interpretation, it is my Lord, thy Lord creates and chooses as he pleases. ويختار ويختار yeah. ما كان لهم الخبير ما كان له الخيرات ما كان له الخيرات. No choice have they الخيرات. No choice no choice have they in the matter, in brackets in brackets in the matter without the brackets, it simply reads no choice have they. ما كان لهم الخيرة. Okay, subhanallah wa ta'ala amma yashrukun. Subhanallah wa ta'ala amma yashrukun. Glory to God, and far is he above the partners they ascribe to him God, and to him is in brackets. And the Arabic side it is, and it ends. Is he, and far is he from the partners they ascribe. On the Arabic side, it makes sense. English side, you have to add the brackets that they ascribe to him. And I've said it before, this part is an important prayer for Muslims. You, you often see it. Subhanallah amma yashrukun. Uh, no, no, there is a note there. 3397 is the note. 3397. As he pleases, Maya Shah, as he pleases. And this in italics. Then, colon. According to his own will, that's according to God's own will and plan, and time is my own. He plans according to his own will and plan and time as well. Full stop. God is not dependent. God is not dependent on other people for advice or help. Pharaoh, you had his helpers. All kings and rulers around the world have helpers. God doesn't need them. He can create them, but he doesn't need them. He consulted the angels when he wanted to create the world, but that was his own choice. He could have decided not to. And in fact, when they objected, he still went on to create man. Are you going to create man who will come here and pour blood and commit mischief? God told them, no. Allah Mala Talamun. Pardon me if that's not the right response here, there. So even if he consult, he can still decide to do what he wants to do. I mean, that is who? God, the Almighty. God is not dependent on other people for advice or help, full stop. He has no partners, full stop. All creation is an act of his will, comma, and no one can direct him how or why certain things should be because he is supreme in wisdom and knowledge. If you are born with crooked legs, you can't go and ask God, why did I come with crooked legs? We've seen it in the news. People come and say, no, the legs I have they are not mine. If they are not mine, whose? If they are not yours, whose are they? Well, I've heard it in the news. Small boy coming up and taking the parents to go and say, no, the legs are not mine, or the ears are not mine. Michael Jackson kept on changing doing surgery to change parts of his body. That's not good enough. If it's not evil, it's next to evil. All right. He is supreme in wisdom and knowledge, full stop. He chooses his messengers also by his own unfettered choice, full stop. Inspiration or spiritual knowledge and dignity cannot be judged by any cannot be judged by our relative or temporary standards, full stop. Worldly greatness or even wisdom do not necessarily go with spiritual insight. Indeed. Do I repeat it again? Worldly greatness or even wisdom do not necessarily go with spiritual insight. They may not. The professor of the greatest university may not have the spiritual insight with as you, the ordinary viewer of this video. He may even have better, but they don't necessarily go together. His professorship is one thing, his spiritual insight is another. Professorship may not change his character, but you, the viewer, may have a better character than him. Okay, go with spiritual insight. And that's no 3397 to sign 3397 to sign 68. To sign 68. Sorry, the note is hidden somewhere. I couldn't see it. So to sign 68. Let's now go to sign 69 with uh, with one note, which is 98, which is 3398. Sign 69. Warabuka yalamu ma tukinnu. Warabuka yalamu ma tukinnu. Suduruhum. Wa rabuka ya'lamu ma tukinnu suduruhum wa ma ya'linun. Your Lord knows what they hide in their breasts and what they reveal. And thy Lord knows all that their hearts conceal and all that they reveal. Wa rabuka ya'lamu ma nukinnu suduruhum wa ma ya'linun. No, 3398. Men may form all sorts of vain wishes or conceal their designs. We all do it at times, at different times, or feel full stop. But God's will is supreme, and nothing can withstand its fulfillment. I remember when I was writing Arabic, my Arabic teacher came and asked me to write. Keep on writing, keep on writing. Al-Haq, Ya'lu, Wala Yu'la alayhi. The truth is supreme, and nothing can overcome it, override it. Nothing can overcome the Haq, the Haq, the truth. Al-Haq, Ya'lu, Wala Yu'la alayhi. Truth is supreme, and nothing can overcome it, can surpass it. So, but God's will is supreme, and nothing can withstand its can withstand its fulfillment. Uh, that's no 3398. 3398 to sign 69. Let's go to sign 70. Let's go to sign 70. I think without a note. No, without a note. Sign 70. Wa Allahu la ilaha illa huwa. Wa huwa Allahu la ilaha illa huwa. And he is God. There is no God but he. Lahul hamdu, lahu alhamdu, or lahul hamdu fil ula wal ahirati. Wal ahirati fil ula wal ahirati. To him be praised. Lahul hamdu. To him be praised. To him be praised. Lahul hamdu. At the first and at the last. Lahul hamdu fil ula fi here is at fil ula wal ahirati. At first and at the last. Wallahul hukmu, wallahu al hukmu, or wallahul hukmu, wa ilayhi turja'un, wa ilayhi turja'un. For him is the command, hukmu, lahul hukmu. To him is the command, and to him shall ye all be brought together. All is in brackets. Without it, it is, and to him shall ye be brought together. So he has a command. He commands, be, and it is. Kun fayakun, that's a command. And to him is the command. Kun fayakun, be, and it is. I was trying to give a bad example, but I'll leave it out. My friend Abubakar used to say, "Oh, we are working together." I say, "Oh, how can a car hit you and you will not be hospitalized? Or how can a car hit you and you will still be alive?" He said, "No, no, no, not me. You have to say him. How can a car hit him? Not meanwhile, him is not there. Meanwhile, him is not there. How can a car hit him? And he was not. He said you should say that, not be. How can a car hit you and you still be alive?" All right. Where was I? For him is the command. Yeah, for him is the command, and to him shall ye all be brought back. And that's sign 3398. That's sorry, that's no 3398 to sign 69. Hmm? No, we read sign 70 without a note. Pardon me. Yes, we just read sign 70. Let's go to 71. Let's go to sign 71 with a note. Hmm? Pardon me. Let's go to sign 71 without a note. Kul ara'aytum in ja'ala Allahu alaykum alayli uh, sarmadan sarmadan. Kul araytum in ja'ala Allahu alaykum alayli saradan ila yawmil qiyamati man illahi or man illahun gairul. It's too long. Let me shorten it. Alayli sarhatan. Let's wait. Let's stop there. See, no, see ye, cool, see ye, araitum, see ye, araitum is see ye. If God were to make the night perpetual over you to the day, perpetual over you to the day, yes, to the day. In Allahu alaykum alayli sar'atan ila yomil qiyamati, to the day of judgment, ila yomil qiyamati, to the day of judgment. What God is there other than Allahu? Hmm? Yomil qiyamati. Man illahun gere Allahi. Man illahu. What God, small God, is there other than Allahu, God of the Almighty? Yatikum bidiyai. Yatikum bidiyai. What God is there other than Allahu? Let me use Allahu here. Other than Allahu, who can give you light? Who can give you light? And yatikum bidiyai. Who can give you light? Diyai. Question. Afala tash. Sorry. Afala tas mauna. Afala tas mauna. Will ye not then hearken? Hearken is Hearken. And in fact, if I were to do the interpretation, I would say, will you then not listen? So this is an old English, style. Afala tas mauna. Will ye not then hearken? No, 3399. 3399. Oh, it's quite long. Anyway, we'll do it all the same. In the physical world, the night and day are both blessings. The one for rest, the other for work. And the afternoon itself is one of the mercies of God, and none but He can give us these blessings. Nobody can change day to night and night to day, or change night to day. And nobody can prevent you from resting when you want to. And these are the oh, and none but He can give these blessings. Yes, full stop. If we were perpetually resting or screened from the light, our faculties would be blunted, and we should be worse than dead. Indeed, mm, if we are prevented from seeing the light, and worse than dead. Full stop. If we are perpetually working, we should be tired, and we should also be dead in another way. Of course, you work and work and work until you can't work again. And what happens? Death. Mm. I remember again in the early 1950s, or in the middle of the last century, 20th century, when there were not sufficient doctors in Ghana, or at least not in Ghana, and doctors were being called up and down. One doctor for the whole town. He would work and work and work and work, and the same patients would sympathize for him. He would work and work and work, and then slam. He's dead. He goes home, they rush to call him. Doctor, emergency, he will rush. Go home, rush. Today, doctors in Ghana, pardon me to say, are useless, hopeless. Most of them, not all. They will even leave patients and go home and sleep with their girlfriends and come back. No, it happens. And they will tell you, pay money. Anybody who can come and pay 5,000 cities, I'll stop everything and attend to them. Can you imagine a doctor saying this? When in the past, doctors used to die out of fatigue. So let's go back to the note. We're perpetually working. We should be tired, and we should also be dead in another way. Full stop. This daily miracle keeps us alive and prepares us in in this probational life for our final destiny in the hereafter. These are things we don't think of. In fact, we are like animals. You sleep, wake up, eat, sleep, wake up, eat, enjoy. And nobody reflects, sit down. Maybe some do it in bed. Mm? Mm? I do it, and I believe I'm not the only one. There are many, many people around the world who do, who do it too. But you cannot identify them except God Himself. But majority of us just take things for granted. Eat and sleep, enjoy. Eat and sleep, enjoy, laugh, and that's all. And when they go to bed, they don't reflect, because even they go to bed in drunken states. So how can such people reflect? Mm? So they are in the group of animals spiritually. Okay. Final destiny in the hereafter. Okay. In the same way, our spiritual strivings require periodical alternations of rest in the form of attention to our temporal concerns, column. Hence, the justification of a good and pure life on the plane of this earth also. Full stop. Also, in the world's history, there are periods when a living messenger stimulates intense spiritual activity, and periods when it is comparatively quiescent, the so-called dark ages. And this in brackets. After comparatively quiescent, we have now in brackets the so-called dark ages. Semicolon. But both are examples of the working of God's plan of wisdom and mercy on us, and mercy. Full stop. But I will say on us, or on mankind. Full stop. Next sentence. But this appeals, sorry, yes, but this applies only up to the day of judgment. Full stop. After that, we shall be on another plane altogether. After so that we shall be on another plane altogether. The righteous on one plane, the wrongdoers on another plane, on a different plane. And that's note 3399 to sign 71. Let's go to sign 72. Kul areitum say see ye areitum see ye, and it's a question mark. Kul areitum see ye in ja'ala Allahu alaykum an-nahara sarmadan ila yawmil qiyamati man illahu ghayrillahi ya'tikum bil-layli taskunun. It's similar to the previous verse or the previous sign, except that night and day are switched over, are changed for interchange. Say, see, if God were to make the day perpetual over you to the day of judgment, what God is there other than Allah, who can give you a night in which ye can rest? Will ye not then see? Yes, kununa, we can rest. Taskununa, that's rest. Fihi, in which. Afala tubsirun. Will you not see? So here it's not araitum. Here tubsirun. To see, I think physically with the eye, tubsirun. But here araitum is metaphorically. Araitum, see. And that's sign 72. Let's go to the note to read, and it's 3400. 3400. In verse 71, as mentioned, a perpetual night. Yes, I said the night and day are switched over. In verse 71, as mentioned, a perpetual night. Perpetual night is in double inverted commas. A perpetual night for which the faculty of hearkening also is in double inverted commas, in which a perpetual day, for which the faculty of hearkening was appropriate, as all light was shut off. Full stop. In this verse, a perpetual day is mentioned for which the faculty of seeing also in double inverted commas, is appropriate. Like I said, the see is physical seeing, where you can see your pen, you can see your table, you can see where you place your cup, where on the table you place your cup. So this is the seeing. For which the faculty of seeing is appropriate. Full stop. Through many doors can the higher knowledge enter our souls. Through many doors can the higher knowledge enter our souls. Full stop. Shall we not use each of them as the occasion demands? Question mark. Shall we not use each of them as the question demands? Full stop. And that's no 3400 to sign 72. 3400 to sign 72. Let's go to sign 73 without a note. Sign 73 has no note. Let's go there. وَمِنْ رَحْمَتِهِ جَعَلَ لَكُمْ اللَّيْلَ. مِنْ رَحْمَتِهِ جَعَلَ لَكُمْ اللَّيْلَ. It is out of his mercy, whose mercy? God's mercy, that he has made for you day, alayla, wa nahara, and night. Oh, sorry, pardon me, night, alayla, wa nahara, and day, night and day. It's out of his mercy that he has made for you night and day. Wa min rahmatihi ja'ala lakum alayla wa nahara. Litaskunu fihi, that you may rest therein. Litaskunu fihi. Wali وَلِتَبْتَغُوا مِنْ فَضْلِهِ وَلِتَبْتَغُوا مِنْ فَضْلِهِ, and to seek of his bounty, may rest therein, and that ye may seek of his grace, and that you may seek of his grace, not mercy, of his grace, not mercy. Min fadlihi, grace. وَلَعَلَّكُمْ تَشْكُرُونَ وَلَعَلَّكُمْ تَشْكُرُونَ, that you might be thankful or grateful. And in order that ye may be grateful, وَلَعَلَّكُمْ تَشْكُرُونَ. وَلَعَلَّكُمْ تَشْكُرُونَ. No note to read, like I said before. Let's go to the next sign, which is 74, with one note. وَيَوْمَ يُنَادِيهِمْ وَيَوْمَ يُنَادِيهِمْ فَيَقُولُ أَيْنَ شُرَكَائِي الَّذِينَ كُنْتُمْ تَزْعُمُونَ. The day that he will call on them, God will call on them, he will say, Kul, فَيَقُولُ, he will say, فَيَقُولُ Aina, where are my partners? God will call them, where are my partners? I, God, my partners. Say, فَيَقُولُ, he will say, Aina shuraka'i, Aina shuraka'i, where are my partners? Alazina kuntum tasmu'un, whom ye imagined, into brackets, to be such, to be my partners. In other words, on the Arabic side, it's not there. Whom you imagine, and that will be tasumuna. Alazina kuntum tasumuna, whom ye imagined. Note 3401. 3401 to sign 74, which we just read. 3401. Compare chapter 28, sign 62 above. We've done it. The reminiscence of the words closes the rounds of the argument of this section. And that's 3401 to sign 74. Let's go to sign 75, which happens to be the last sign to the sections, to section 7. وَنَزَعْنَا مِنْ كُلِّ أُمَّةٍ شَهِيدًا. And from each people, مِنْ كُلِّ أُمَّةٍ, from each people shall we draw a witness. Naza'ana, to draw. Naza'ana shahidan. Like I said before, when it comes to interpretation, the words are necessarily, conveniently placed in different places in the sentence from the Arabic side. Like imagining, za'na'kum, naza'na coming first in Arabic. But in the English side, it does not. So, and from each people shall we draw a witness, and draw naza'nakum, naza'na, and that begins a sentence in Arabic. In English, it comes somewhere in the middle. We draw a witness. I'm getting lost. Okay. وَنَزَعْنَا مِنْ كُلِّ أُمَّةٍ شَهِيدًا فَقُلْنَا هَاتُوا بُرْهَانَكُمْ, bring your proof. And from each people shall we draw a witness, and we shall say, produce your proof. هَاتُوا بُرْهَانَكُمْ, Hatu burhanakum. Hatu, bring burhanakum, your proof. Mm? فعلموا فعلموا أن الحق لله فعلموا أن الحق لله. Then shall they know that the truth is with God, into brackets, alone. Into God alone. Mm, mm. فعلموا أن الحق لله. Mm. وضل عنهم ما كانوا يفترون. وضل عنهم ما كانوا يفترون. What they used to forge. Yaftarun. Let's see. Then shall they know the truth is with God alone. And the lies, I say forge, here is the lies, which they invented. Oh, lies is in brackets. It's not there in the Arabic side. And the lies which they invented, Yaftarun, will leave them in the lurch. Which they invented, Yaftarun, will leave them in the lurch. Adallah anhum. Adallah anhum is interpreted as being left in the lurch. And that's the last sign. Sign 75 is the last sign of section 7. The note to read is where we're going now, 2403, 2402. Leave them in the lurch, or Adallah anhum. 3403, rather, 3403. In that new world, all the fancies or lies which had been invented in this world is in this world of reflected or relative truths mixed with illusions, will have vanished and left those in the lurch who relied on them. We are asked to compare chapter 6. To compare this with chapter 6 and 24, we can't go there. Chapter 6, I think that's Surah to an arm. We can't go there. We're asked to do the comparison. So, viewers, you can do the comparison in your leisure time. We break here until we come back in our next video, God willing, to section 8, which begins with sign 76. Thank you very much. Ilalaka, bye bye, au revoir. May God be with you all.